Hi, Dr. Quinn Denny here with another psychological power up, your work psychologist, bringing you increased job happiness and increased performance through consulting, training, and speaking. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I hear very often from business people in the marketplace or in the community, and that is Google reviews, all kinds of reviews out on the internet, whether it be Yelp or Google or some of the others. People take reviews seriously, and I find that they are often discouraged and negatively or emotionally negatively impacted by a review. Now, let's put this in perspective. Let's apply some science to this. So, I'd like to propose or present an idea that I hope will be healing to you. If you've received a perhaps unjust review that out there as a leader, a manager, or an owner, or even as an employee, hopefully this will be healing to you. Let's say someone rates us a 1 out of a 5-star. Well, that's not a great rating, right? And typically, some of those kinds of ratings, the way that someone communicates can be toxic. It might not be professional. Now, let's clarify that great reviews actually include some type of objective nature to them, meaning they give some of the positive aspects of their experience, whether it's with the product or service or people, etc., in a way that it lets the organization know what they're doing well. In the same respect, they also give some adjustment feedback. They may give some feedback on what could be better and why their experience wasn't the best. And so those are professional people. They're people who know how to give an objective and useful or constructive review. Let's face it, a lot of reviews are just put out there by people who tend to communicate in toxic ways. They're looking to vent their anger. And while that's a function, I think, of reviews and ratings, it's not necessarily the best use of ratings. So I wanted to help you think like a scientist, like a work psychologist today. Hopefully you'll find this healing. Let's say, like I said before, that someone rates us a 1. Well, that's not the greatest rating in our mind out of a 5-star, right? It's 1/5 of what the max could be. Now, if I look at that Raters ratings, and I see that they typically rate most businesses and most of their experiences out in the community as a 1. Well, that tells me something about them. And this is why I would love to see next to every rater their typical average rating score. Because if someone rates us a 1 and I go look and see that they typically rate all businesses a 1 or a 2, well, then I know that they're probably a hard critic. And hopefully they're a professional in the way they communicate that review or that rating. Now, let's say that same one individual who typically rates a 1 on average rates a 5 for our business. Well, that's a big deal. And vice versa. Let's say someone who typically rates businesses a 4 or 5 rates us a 1 or a 2. Well, that tells us something. We did something in contrast to what they're typically used to or what they consider to be a great experience when interacting with a business. So those are ratings that we can take into account. I don't necessarily take a rating of 1 from somebody who typically rates a 1 as a big sting, nor would I take something, in favor on a number 5. I might consider that they're just overly gracious. And of course, then we have our 3 and 4s, 2 or 3s, 4s, somewhere there in that range, particularly the 3s. Maybe they're more neutral. So the weight of their rating may not hold as much weight with me as, say, a 5 who rates a 1 or a 1 who rates a 5. So the next time you get a review, think about it that way. Go take a look at the rater and see what they typically rate businesses so you can get their rating norm and figure out, is this a critique I should pay attention to? And of course, as always, we want to respond positively and professionally to critiques that we receive out there on the internet. I hope this is healing for you. Not every rating holds that much weight in the sense of a scientific data point. Take care. This has been another Psychological Power Up with Quinn Denny, your work psychologist, helping you to increase job happiness and work performance, ultimately increasing profitability in your organization. Thanks so much for watching.